Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight for a Q&A. I'm waiting for Ross Marie to get on, and Al is on the call also. Hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas and maybe a little bit warmer than it was here. Oh, Christmas, it was 85 degrees, but on Monday morning, it felt like 15 degrees outside. So that was a little nippy for us down here. And then I also hope you saw the email, the Manatech launch of 2026 call got moved till 6:30 on Friday. So make sure you make that adjustment in your calendars. And who is excited about a new year and starting off right? I know Al is, and Shane is. Let me check on Ross Marie.
And Lydia, is that the call on Friday or on Saturday?
Friday, the one that Manatech sent out an email today, a
It's
message
Friday?
today. Yeah, that the call got changed from, I believe it was at 1 o'clock. It got changed till 6:30.
Okay, yeah, because we get more crowd later on than we do at 1 o'clock. Yeah,
Yep, people working and they could join us
right.
Friday. But then we also have our Super Saturday this coming Saturday from 10 to 12, and you don't want to miss that. Kicking off the new year with new things. So, Al, as we're waiting for Ross Marie, I'm going to put you on the spot. I hope you're still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
What are you excited about for 2026?
Uh, well, it's the beginning of a new cycle. I think we just finished technically we just finished a 7-year cycle, and we're entering a new 7-year cycle. I kind of want to call it we're going from the skinny cows to the fat cows. A new season.
Awesome.
So,
Is that another weight loss product, Al?
mm, no, it's just the fat cows of abundance.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Harvest time.
Amen. And we have Ross Marie actually on a computer tonight and not just a phone.
Yay!
Hey!
And she has now tried Osoline chocolate as well. Because the Osoline chocolate stayed with the computer. So now she's got both.
Okay, Ross Marie, you need to unmute yourself now. So what do you think about the chocolate
I love it.
and the collagen?
Oh, it's amazing. Both of them are 100% home runs.
Awesome.
Let me see. I'm trying to get into my Gmail so that I can get the presentation. Let's see.
And are you excited about 2026, Ross Marie?
You're asking me what's exciting about 2026?
Yes.
Tell me, please.
No, you tell me, what are you excited about?
Oh man, so many things. So many things. I'm excited about the reset. I know a couple of us are going to do it again. And so I'm excited about doing that again. And I'm excited about what I'm about to share. That its official launch is on Thursday. But let me see. I'm not able to get into my email. Can you guys believe that? What in the world? Okay.
Okay, so while she's doing that, why don't you guys, some of you guys get off mute and tell me what you're excited about for this coming year. He's trying to figure out how to unmute himself. Anybody else want to get on mute and share what they're excited about?
Somebody helped me unmute.
Great.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, what's not to be excited about? I mean, it's just opportunity is everywhere. I believe it. I believe that the whole year of preparation, I mean, how many years of preparation? Something's gonna bust. Something's gonna bust. And I can feel it. I really get it.
Uh,
Super excited about the liver reset. I took some pictures today of the toxic cans of products that I use just about on a daily basis, and I'm thinking how I'm going to be utilizing the toxic background. Hey, how about that? Are you a toxic person and work in this field where you got the little cross where this is bad for you? I'm looking for the best liver reset program in the world. Well, I'm talking to the right person now, so. Anyways, yeah, I'm getting it together, busting it loose.
awesome.
Um, Lydia, would you do me a favor and
Mhm.
share in the comments? Can you share the presentation that I sent you earlier?
Yes.
I can open it's taking me through all these hoops and loops on my computer. I don't know if it missed me but it's not letting me in my email. So I don't want to keep you guys too long. So if you can put it in the comments, maybe I can open it and then we can get this show on the road. Because I know you guys have a lot of questions and I have a lot of answers. Let me know when you're able to do that, Lydia.
It should be in there now for you.
Okay.
I'm not able to mute my phone either, but I do have a question. So when I first had the liver reset going on, my wife said I was losing a lot of weight, and I'm already really, really skinny, like you can see. Anyway, what would I mean, it's not a weight loss program. How would I make sure I keep up on calories very energetically? I mean, if a guy was running a marathon, would you still recommend the same protocol? That's my question.
Probably not. Although you could, but they would need a lot more calories. I mean, that's a marathon is it's well, I guess if it's just for one day, that's fine. I would try to do the marathon first, or maybe afterwards, because it's only a 1 day thing. But if you're training for it, you definitely need more calories. You can follow the same protocol, but you're going to definitely have to be eating more calories.
And what would be the cleanest calorie?
It would be the same thing, just more lentils, more hummus, more shakes. It,
Okay,
it would be the exact same thing.
thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here we go.
Another question is, so if a gentleman has a real unknown health condition, um, would you recommend a liver reset to potentially find solutions, have solutions happen?
I always tell people like if somebody has some type of illness or, you know, something of that nature, then I always tell people that they should consult with their doctors first.
Mhm.
Not because of the food plan, because honestly, the food plan is an anti-inflammatory food plan, unless it goes with, some people just they can't have lentils because they have something that's seriously wrong with them, without naming any diseases.
Right.
So that's why the doctor's always going to know best, like, okay, what you should or should not eat. But there's nothing in the liver reset as far as food that's going to be bad because people eat anyway, right? People are going to eat. They're going to eat. They're still going to have foods, unless the doctor puts them on a strict vegan diet or only fruits. You know what I mean? There's so many things that it just depends. But one thing that could probably react would be the supplements. For example, if somebody has, and I'm not a doctor, okay, but let's say somebody has kidney failure, you don't want to put a lot of vitamin C, even though we don't really have a lot of vitamin C in our products. But I would look, there's some things that are hard to process through the kidneys.
Okay.
That's the only thing. And I know many of you have probably seen more people than I have in Manitech that have had chronic illnesses and can probably answer this better than I am. But I would say I think amber toast would be a safe bet. But even some of the proteins, but that's I'm talking about if somebody has chronic issues. If somebody's on, um,
Well, there's
recall
no
clearer or, so I don't know what kind of, it could be so many
right.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not restricting any dietary stuff. So, like, that. So, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. It just like I said, food is food. We have to eat anyway. So unless
Hmm.
it's a food that's causing an allergic reaction, or I mean, this is better food than going out and saying, okay, I have a chronic illness, but I'm out maybe eating at Denny's. Even
Yeah,
a healthy dinner, maybe I'm having grits at Denny's. This is going to be much better than the alternative. If that, hopefully that helps you.
it does.
Right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, awesome. So, this was inspired by all of you. Okay, this Q&A session was inspired by all of you because I know you had questions and you wanted to know like what to do. What do we do after the reset? Now what? We're excited. We've got the results, but now what do we do? Many of you were asking for a tracker. Many of you were wanting maybe a food plan. So I want to set expectations, but I also want to listen to you and I want to see how we can better serve you. Because you and myself, me, because I've been doing it so long, so I know what to do. But this is maybe your first, maybe your second time, and I want to help you now as well as anybody else that you bring through the program because we want to have success in the program, but the true success is what happens after. Okay, the true success is keeping the results. The true success is keeping, that feeling of, that I can think clear, that feeling that I don't feel heavy anymore, that feeling that my digestion seems lighter, the feeling of I have natural energy. You want to continue that feeling, and that's what the maintenance is going to give you. Um, so let's just go here. I'm just going to slide by slide. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be watching the chat. Okay. So the big picture is going to be you want lasting results. Um, you have to know when to sustain and then when to reboot, which we'll be talking about. Both approaches support balance, consistency, and real life without extremes. All right, so let's go into the maintenance. Okay. So, maintenance is a lifestyle that's going to follow the reset. Okay. It's built for everyday living. It's built for if you have a birthday party or if you have a dinner, you don't have to say, well, I can't eat this or I can't eat that. It's not as restrictive, but you want to keep away from certain things that aren't going to make you feel good. Okay. It's going to be but focused on balance and consistency. It's designed to protect long-term progress because that's really where the transformation occurs long term. Once we're on this and once you get kind of I guess addicted to the maintenance, you're going to feel so great. Not only that, in a minute we're going to talk about the supplements that we're going to pair with this. And it's actually flexible, it's realistic, it's sustainable. So these are all the things that we want to do, and these are the tools we want to give you to help you have success where you're not frustrated, but you think, wow, living a healthy lifestyle actually feels good. And I know a lot of people on this call actually live healthy lifestyles, but I've also heard a lot of you say, wow, I thought I was healthy, but after going through the liver reset, maybe there are some things that sometimes we think are okay, like a little bit of this here, a little bit of that here, a little bit, and that just turns into a big, into a lot of things, right? And I've been there, so that's why I've done the liver reset several times. The purpose is to maintain digestive comfort, support steady energy, reduce the feeling of bloating and heaviness, prevent rebound patterns, because one of the things that I've seen is especially with weight loss, people lose weight and they feel great, and then all of a sudden it starts creeping up, especially now. Right now December is not a good month because you're trying out the cookies, the candy, the peanut brittle. I wish I could throw everything away in my house, my brother's house, because so many yummy things. I'm like, get this temptation away from me. That's why I really love the chocolate Osaline, because it's really helped me. When I see people getting their cookies and getting it, I just go for the chocolate Osaline because I know it's healthy for me and I know it's protein. And I love that. I love that. So I'm glad that Manatech provides tools for us that'll help us continue these good habits. Most importantly of all, we want habits that last. Okay, we don't habits that it's not just for 21 days. And I know a lot of people here are healthy, but there are people that we're going to bring into this community that are not. And some people think they're healthy. I remember my family when I began this journey, I'm healthy. I mean, I eat healthy, but their diabetes was out of control. Blood pressure was out of control. It was controlled, yes, by meds, by medication. And I would tell my mom that doesn't mean control. That's not true control because that's not something your body's providing. That's something that you depend on. My dad as well. And my dad, I think I've shared this with you guys before. My dad is off of his medications because of this. So it was one of those things that he just saw. He's like, I'm very healthy and I have the habits. But once he did the liver reset, he thought, wow, I thought I was eating healthy. I thought I was doing the right things. But now that my body is not needing the medication anymore, obviously this was all done with medical supervision. He had such a much healthier and just a, how can I say it? It's just he looks healthy and he's having quality life. Before he was tired. I would see him taking naps. I'd see him falling asleep all the time. And now I just feel like he's more active and he looks better. And then his organs, everything when he goes to the doctor, he's doing great. So that's my goal for everybody, regardless of age. Okay, and this is the benefits of maintenance. Obviously, improved digestion, better appetite awareness, stable energy, and these are the things that I want you guys to think about. After the reset, is my digestion still doing good? Do I have appetite awareness, or am I overeating? These are the questions that you should ask yourself. Do I have stable daily energy? How's my weight management? Have I gone up? Am I still losing weight? Because some people I've seen that continue on the maintenance, they continue to lose weight if you need to. Okay. This is not like if you're already very thin and don't need it, it's different. But some people that are using this as one of the perks, the weight loss being one of the perks, then they will continue, to be on the weight management. Do I still feel that mental clarity? And do I still have the freedom without the guilt? Am I still eating guiltless? Okay. These are the questions you should ask yourself right now and see if you are doing the maintenance in a correct manner. All right. So your daily maintenance routine, what does it look like? And also, I'm creating a video, and the guide is going to be revamped. We're doing a completely different guide, just so it'll probably have a tracker. It'll be easy to follow. So that way, like I said, it would be a lifestyle. So your morning is going to be the same: water with lemon and sea salt. I think that's my morning every day, whether I'm resetting or not. That is the first thing I do, because my liver has been detoxing all night naturally, and then I wake up and I just want to get that bile moving. I want my body to release the bile. I want my liver to start activating and my metabolism. So to me, lemon water and salt in the morning is crucial. One thing that I also keep in my daily regimen is celery juice. I know some of you have asked me for the book, the Medical Medium Celery Juice book. Celery juice is one of the most healing, and it's not that it heals you, okay? I don't want to say that it heals you, but it has so many beneficial properties. It's amazing. Celery juice has been in our life for about 10 years, and it's an everyday thing. And then you're going to have your supplement support. Nutrition, you're going to want whole, nutrient-dense meals, protein, fiber, and healthy fats. That's like you get your protein, you need to have your fiber, and then you're going to have your healthy fats. And there in the fiber, you're probably going to have your carbs. And we're going to put daily meals for you that you can, like meal samples that you can put together, and we're going to show you how to pair your meals to help you have more success in your maintenance. All right. And then the lifestyle, you want to have daily movement. Okay, that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't they don't do. A lot of people that I talk to, and I'm not saying this group, but I talk to a lot of people that have gone through the reset, and they just stop the movement. Even if it's a daily walk for 30 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm not saying go and do a marathon. I'm not saying get on your Peloton for 2 hours, or no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying go lift weights. Just have some type of movement, even if you're dancing in your living room. You put on some music, you start dancing with your husband or by yourself or with your dogs. I don't care, but just start moving, start dancing, get this moving, get some energy going through. So that's important. Daily movement. Hydration is very important. That's why the lemon water and sea salt, and your sleep consistency. These three things are going to help you maintain your results. All right. So let's talk about your lean proteins. You're going to start introducing these types of foods into into your daily life. You're going to want to introduce fish, chicken, eggs, grass-fed beef. Okay, so these are the things. If you can do wild caught, even better. Organic, pasteurized, cage-free eggs, even better. Um, the chicken as well. Everything. Like go for the organic, the wild caught. Get all of the natural lean proteins that you get. Vegetables, I would still include your bitter greens, your arugula. I know you're either a fan or you're not. Some people just are like, I can't stand the arugula, but it's so good for your liver. So this is just supporting. If your liver's okay, you're going to be fine because you're taking care of your baseline, right? Gluten-free grains, if tolerated. Minimize processed foods. Why do I say minimize? I would say eliminate, but then that's going to be very restrictive. And people say I can't live a restricted lifestyle. I want to have my I want to have my brownie, I want to have my cupcake, whatever. And you can eat the cake. Okay? But there are certain gluten-free, like you can find it gluten-free or processed. I'm sorry. I was talking about the processed, not the gluten-free part. But processed foods, maybe you're going to want to have the pasta. Okay, maybe you're going to want to have, but the processed foods are really what cause what we don't like in our body. The inflammation, the feeling of heaviness. These are foods that our body just, it's not natural to us. So, and we all have, I don't want to put my opinions, or everybody has a different lifestyle, but I'm just talking about the body in general. So I would minimize processed foods. Okay. I would cut out completely. If there's one thing you can do is cut out processed sugar, refined sugar. I would cut it out. I would cut it out of your lifestyle. Like I said, sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes my housekeepers comes and they'll make me a delicious juice, and I don't want to say no, and I'll have it. But then we're going to talk about the 80-20, okay? About how that works. Reduce alcohol, caffeine, and dairy. All right. And like I said, that everybody has their ideals. But to me, this has helped in my personal maintenance, and the people that have helped, that's actually helped them as well. It's to cut out the alcohol, caffeine, and dairy. Caffeine is a hard one because I know some people. I took a guy from having 20 cups of coffee a day. 20. That's crazy. It's like he was going back to back. That's insane. And that's probably the most I've ever. I don't think any normal person has 20 cups of coffee a day, but he was having that, and I got him down to 2, which I think is good. And he felt better. He felt better. He said his sex life was better. So, hey, that was one of the things he said. He said his testosterone increased. So that was a perk on his side. All right. So the 80-20 rule is just 80% of the times you're going to be intentional with your foods. You're going to really love your liver. You're going to say, okay, is this going to be good for my liver or not? And we know, and your body feels it, right? And then you're going to have 20% of flexibility and enjoyment. Especially now during the holidays, New Year's, we all want to have the champagne. There's always that 20%. But I'll give you this example for, let's say you go to the movies. Okay. I go to the movies went to the movies with my kids. And we had popcorn, and we had M&Ms, and we had but that's all I did. I didn't go home, and then we had cookies there. I didn't go home and eat the cookies. All right. So I have balance in my life to where I don't feel as restricted, but at the same time, I'm thinking, okay, I had this today. I had this. It doesn't mean I'm going to have it again at night or every day of the week. I had it that time once a week, and I would have my 20%. Okay. That way you have no guilt, no starting over, and your meal is not going to undo your progress. Okay. Here we go. Supplements during maintenance. This is a big one. People ask me this question all the time. So you can go back and continue the supplements you love. I know some of you are on the Nutriveris. Every one of you here probably has their favorites. And I think the majority of you are probably on the core 4. But if somebody were to ask you, let's say you brought somebody new to the reset and they ask you, what should I be on? Ideally, the core 4 is the best. And the core 4 is going to be your Ambertose and your OSP. It's the most complete supplement because you're getting your cellular communication, but you're getting your minerals, your vitamins, your hormone control, just everything. There's so many. It's basically, well, that's why they call it the core four products in one bundle. So I think that is the ideal. And you can add anything on the maintenance. You can have. I've heard people ask, "Can I have the Osaline? Can I have the chocolate Osaline?" Yes, anything on the maintenance, any supplement that you love is okay to go on the maintenance. All right. Um, and for those that like, if somebody asks you, oh, I can't do the OSP. Is there any other option for me? And I would say the Amber Toast with the GI Pro Balance. That way you're maintaining your results. You're not only that, but you're maintaining the cellular communication that you've already started in your body for 21 days. So I think that's your basis. You start there, and then you can add from these. Okay. All right. Before we get into the reboot, I want to know if you have any questions. Any questions? Let's ask the questions now, because I know you have. I've seen you guys asking the questions in the chat as far as the maintenance is concerned. I think the big question was the tracker, right? Yes? Any questions? Going once, going twice. No questions? No? Should we move on? Send me a message and say move on.
How do you make your own celery juice?
Okay, great question. Two options. All right. Okay, here are the questions. All right. So the celery juice, to me, the best thing is going to be through a juicer. It's easier. There are some pretty cheap options on Amazon. So to me, that's the best way is to go get a juicer and just put the celery juice through there, because you don't want the pulp. Okay, there's a whole science behind that, and I can even put an article in there for you guys to understand why no pulp, just the celery juice, why it's good for your liver, the salt clusters, and all this other good stuff. So that would be option one. The second would be to put it in the blender, but then there you have to add water, and then you have to get a nut bag and strain it out. So to me, ideally is going to get a juicer. If you're going to keep celery juice in your life, definitely get a juicer. That help? Awesome. What if we get constipated on the reset? Okay. Yes, Omega juicer's great. That's the one that we have. All right. So constipation is were you drinking enough water? Were you having your arugula? Um, did you do the celery juice at all? Karen? So if you can answer that, Karen, that would help me know. Let me see. Okay, didn't do celery juice. That would help a ton. Celery juice, it's like I've never heard of anybody being constipated after drinking celery juice. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but celery juice is actually very good. It's very good to to incorporate into the reset. I think a lot of, and I was talking to Landon the other day, our CEO, and he was talking about how the celery juice made the biggest difference. He's done it with celery juice, and then he did it without. He said the biggest difference he saw was with celery juice. We personally use the celery juice every time we reset, and then every day. Like that's part of our everyday life now. But yes, maybe with the celery juice that would help. And sometimes with the greens, a lot of people will start using either, and I'm not saying this is your case, but sometimes I have seen when somebody has constipation, they take out the leafy greens or the arugula, and they'll replace with either leafy greens or maybe spinach, or so you need the bitter greens, and you need the ones that are just more fibrous that are going to help move everything along. Remember, you're also having less calories, and you're having nutritious food, so your body is absorbing a lot of it. You should be regular, but a lot of these things do influence. The water intake also influences. So when people talk about constipation, these are usually the three things that are missing. All right. Track would be great in maintenance and reboot. All right. If someone has Baker cysts and leg swell, ankle to thighs, what would be an option? Definitely the 21 day. I'm not sure if you're asking me if they should, but if somebody has this, the 21-day will definitely be beneficial. Remember, this isn't treat or heal or anything like that, but it would be very, very beneficial. And we can have a conversation on the side about that if you want, Diane. A juicer attachment. Okay, wonderful. We grow celery. Wow, that's the best way. When you grow your celery. Oh, you don't grow celery. Okay, that would be awesome. Okay, I did enjoy the arugula salads. I didn't feel like my body liked the hummus and lentils. All right, I would definitely listen to my body. Um, and there's also options because there are some people that maybe have, like, you don't know unless you take a test. If your body doesn't like the lentils, then there's also the option of quinoa with veggies. Okay, and quinoa has high fiber as well as a vegetable, so that would probably help you for people in the future. And that's why on the support chat, always ask. And if you feel uncomfortable with something, there are other options. With the hummus, you can also, like, I don't know if it's a case of you didn't like the hummus or it didn't do well with your body. Some people that don't like it, maybe we can add cucumbers. Cucumbers are good because that's high fiber as well and high water. So that's going to help you go as well. How many ounces of celery juice? I personally do 16, okay, but I would start with 8, 16, and then at one point I was doing 30, but then it was just, it was so hard. It's like my stomach couldn't fit it. My husband does it perfectly. He'll just take the 30, but so I've stuck to 16 or 32 actually, not 30. He does 32 ounces. But I stick to 16 will do just fine. And so will 8, but I feel really good with 16 ounces. All right. Any more questions? No? All right. Go ahead and move on in the chat so I know that's my cue. Move on, move on. No more questions? Okay. Move on. All right. Lydia is the boss. All right. So the 5-day reboot. All right. First of all, what is the 5-day reboot? Why did we even come up with the 5-day reboot? Like, it came out of nowhere. It's actually a very exciting program because the reboot has different functions. You can either do it before a reset. You know, let's say let's say you're not prepared. Let's say I don't want to do 21 days. It's too long for me. I only want to do a 5-day reboot. Then you can do the 5-day reboot. Okay, you can use a 5-day reboot in between resets. You have 3 months. For those of you that want to do every 3 months, maybe some people say, I only want to do it once a year. I only want to do it every 6 months. I personally do a reset every season. So it's every 3 months. Okay. So in between, you can have a reboot. Now, and it can also be something that you do monthly. Let's say on the first of each month, you're like, I'm going to reboot this month. And you take these 5 days and you kind of recalibrate yourself. Now, one of the things that I was talking to Al today, and we were using this example, and I thought it was interesting because this is how I feel like the reboot is. So the reset is when you reset your phone and put it to the factory settings. Everything is brand new. Okay, that's what a reset is. Now, reboot is when your phone is acting funky, it's glitchy, and you're saying, you know what, I'm going to just turn you off and turn you right back on. That's what a reboot is. It's short, it's 5 days, it's easy, and it's gone before you know it. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys know it's not a mini liver reset. No, it's not going to cleanse you in any type of way. It's nothing. It's not going to do. It's what it does. It's a anti-inflammatory diet, and then it's really for weight loss. Like, let's say after it's a perfect time is right now. Well, actually, I'm going to go through that on the slide so you can see it. So it's a short, restructured reboot. It's designed for focus and simplicity. It creates a clear start and finish because this also has a supplement. It's got a meal plan, and you don't have to think about things. Okay, it's super easy. It helps bring the body back into rhythm. Like if somebody's gone out of whack, the other day I was looking in the chat, they're like, I really need a reboot. I got a wedding in 5 days. That's when you reboot. I've got a wedding in 5 days. I've got to get it together, right? So that's the purpose of the reboot. It's for people who don't want to really commit to the to 21 days just yet, But sometimes people will go through the reboot and then think, you know what, this wasn't that bad. I can do 15 or 16 more days of this, So it kind of gives them a taste of what the reset would be. All right. So this is going to reset your habits. This is for people who are on maintenance or even new people that you meet that, they're like, oh my God, I eat so bad. I don't know. I don't know how to count my calories. I can't lose weight. I don't know what's wrong with me. And some people honestly don't know. They really think that they're being healthy. And then when you tell them to write everything down, you look at the foods they eat, at the amounts, and you're like, okay, there's no health in this. Absolutely not. So it's going to reduce the feeling of bloating and heaviness. It's going to improve your digestion. It restores clarity. It gives you momentum. All right. But the biggest thing is it reestablishes your structure. When it's useful, after travel, after holidays, when your digestion feels off, when your cravings increase, when your structure feels lost. It's just short, intentional commitment. You can use periodically as needed. Okay. And like I said, you can use it as monthly reboot, and it's easy, And one of the things, I don't know if you guys have looked over the guide, but it's really easy. The first day you're basically fasting, and then you're going to have a dinner at night. And the dinner is protein and a veggie, and that's it. Okay. During the day, you're only going to have the supplements. You're going to be drinking. You're going to be taking some of the pills. You're going to be having your GI Pro Balance, your Amber Toast, but you're basically going to give your body, you're going to fast until nighttime. Now, you may ask me, well, what if I can't fast, or what if I don't? Then you can modify. This is very modifiable. The 5-day reboot is something you can, it's not as, because you're not detoxing and you're not really, I guess, cleansing, then you don't have to be as strict, if that makes sense. All right. So if you can't fast, then you can have just something light. You are drinking, you're going to be having the cleanse. So you're drinking some things. Maybe you'll want to have celery juice, but you don't want to just eat the whole day. You want to be light, 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 light. And then at night you'll have your meal. But if you can fast, then you're going to love the results, because what we're doing here, and I think Al and I were talking about this, and we love that it's the 5-5-5, the 5-5-5 program. 5 pounds in 5 days with 5 friends. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the launch. Okay. About how to really leverage this program, because it's really good. This program is, I've also taken thousands of people through it. And people love it because it's short. That first day was no problem. Oh, Christy, are you already doing it? Oh, what day are you on? Day 3. Okay. Well, can you share with us? Do you mind sharing what your experience has been? Because I can share mine, but I would love to have somebody like with a fresh pair of eyes.
Sure, I'll share. I did have a little, I kind of had a little cheat there because there were still these little yummy things, baked goods there. So I had one of those. But other than that, it's been very easy, because I think because of being through the liver reset as well, had my whole head wrapped around the whole process. And there's lots of flexibility there, like you said. So, and having the true cleanse on that first day, because you have 4 of them,
Mhm.
I like them cold, I like them warm, it's awesome. And yeah, I haven't had any troubles. Like it's been, other than that little, slip up there, it's almost gone through my body before I even had a chance to think about it, because I was in the mode of eating whatever I wanted, during Christmas. So it was like, oh shoot, I shouldn't be having that. So anyway, it was great. And I'm looking forward to learning a little bit more, because I'm sure I could be doing a little bit more, a little bit more flexibility. So I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to what you're going to share next. So yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Well, the official launch is going to be on Thursday. We're going to be talking about that. Today really, it was more of a Q&A, because you guys were asking questions on why the reboot, or where does it fit within the reset. And one of the things I really wanted to make clear, that's definitely not a mini reset. So I wouldn't tell anybody, oh, you're going to help your liver in 5 days, because that's impossible.
Mhm.
In 5 days, I mean, you can do something, you can give your liver a rest, but it's not going to be transformational like the 21 day. But the reboot is definitely something I like it because, like you said, it's short. And I've done that before. I remember one time I was rebooting and there was a brownie there. I actually I spit it out because I was like, oh my God, I can't have this. And I remember spitting it. I'm sure my body absorbed something, but that's the thing about this is that it's okay. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna. It's not one of those things like, oh, your results are gone, or,
Well,
so
exactly. And that's what I find too. Sorry to interrupt you.
no
Um,
worries.
I'm the one who has a wedding. My nephew's getting married on January 3rd. So
Hmm.
I did give him a little heck on the date of what he chose right after Christmas. Thank you very much, nephew. But um, I just felt like I needed a full stop from, having the flexibility of eating what I wanted during the whole Christmas holiday up till then for like just for a few days. And I didn't want to have the bloating and all that come back. So I think that because I did the liver reset already,
Hmm.
that I feel like I'm back down. Like, first of all, I didn't accumulate that much weight or bloating or anything because I did the reset. So after
Yeah.
Christmas, it was not as bad as I thought. And
Hmm.
then when after like today, when I got on the scale and I tried on the dress that I'm going to wear to the wedding, it's like, you know what? I'm good. I'm back down to what I was before I went all crazy for those few days. So I think having that liver reset is really a key because I feel like my liver was coming from a place of being clean and healthy. It wasn't all overloaded and layer upon layer of stuff that I had to get through. It just had a little light layer of icing on the top and it just needed to be cleared off. So I could see how it could be really helpful through in between times. So yeah.
Yes. And you'd be surprised how fast you bounce back. That's one of the
Yeah.
things about that I love about the reset. You bounce back really quickly.
Really
When you get
fast.
off track, you're like, oh, let me just get right back on.
Yeah, exactly.
So the difference between the maintenance and then the reboot, because I don't know if that's a question or not, but that's one of the questions that I used to get asked. Um, is the maintenance you're maintaining? You don't have to do the reboot. The maintenance is just one of those things you get on your core four or any other supplements you're taking. You're doing well. You eat the foods, and then if something comes up, you're like, you know what? I want a little bit of structure because sometimes we lose ourselves. We get a little cookie here, we get a little bit here, a little bit here, and we lose ourselves. So the 5 day just kind of gets you back, and you're like, okay, my body, like it gets your body back in sync. It gets your rhythm back. So that's one of the things that I like about the reboot, and I think it's very beneficial. So I want to know if anybody has any comments or questions or yep, gives that full stop to the off track behavior. Exactly. Exactly. And it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. Sometimes we're like, oh man, I really need some structure in my life again, and then boom, and for those that have structure, congratulations, that's awesome. You're not the majority, but that's awesome for people who really have that discipline and can stay on track and always eat the right things. Does anybody else have something to say? Mary Jo, Al, um, I
Yeah,
know
I
Mary.
think, Rose, I think we also want to look at the business implication of this, because, we know from just the last few months that most of us had no problem, engaging in this because we already understand, the power of our products, and I think we did a pretty good job making sure that people understood why the liver and and so on. But I
Mhm.
think as people have gone out and talked to people, I think they met two resistance. One was the 21-day commitment, and then the other one was the $400. And so we wanted to create a bit of a ramp into the reset and bring people into the community in and meet them where they are now. So again, I think the idea is to go for the full thing. I mean, the ideal situation is the 21-day reset. That's what we're selling. That's what we want people to be doing. That's what we know they're going to have the most benefits. But if they're not ready for that, we didn't want it to be 0 or 1, a go or no go, or buy and buy 400 or buy zero. So we wanted to give them another opportunity, another place where they could really engage with us, so that we can lead them into the reset. And I hope that makes sense to everybody. And this is you putting your business hat on, right? You're going to spend time with somebody to talk to them about the liver reset. At the end of that, you hope that they're going to go for it. But if they don't, you want to be able to have another another offer that is going to be beneficial to them, because it's always, we got to come from the benefit to the consumer. So it's not just a business process. It's also, we want them to have the benefit of the reboot. Losing 5 pounds in 5 days is nothing shabby, but it's also giving them a feel for, and a confidence and a trust in this, in what we've put together, for them to then make the decision to go with the ideal offer, which is the 21-day reset.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And like I was saying, maybe somebody's not ready to commit to either the 21 days, or they're not ready to commit with $400. But this is $140. $140. I think. I mean, that's what we spend.
and they get an extra gift. I mean, they get a product for free, which is the satiety product, which is, we know that product by itself can be very, very beneficial to them. But uh, so it's a good deal. It's a good value to get started, to get them in. It's a good way to get your new customers in, new customers, right? Because that's what we want, lots of new customers. And then once they're in the system, then we can nudge them towards the 21-day reset.
Correct. And we're going to create a separate chat as well for the reboot once we launch. We're going to have a chat for that. Because I think that's the beautiful part of everything that we're doing with the reset, is that we do it as a community, and people want to have communities. They want to ask the questions. They want to feel that they're supported. They want to feel the sense of everybody doing it together. I think in one of the chats I've seen, a lot of the people do it together. It's more fun. So one of the things we're going to talk a little bit more about this on Thursday is you lose 5 pounds in 5 days with 5 friends. So you can talk about the 5-5-5 program, and people will ask you, what's the 5-5-5? Well, 5 pounds, 5 days with 5 friends, and it's been a lot of fun. I think it's going to help you guys, like I said, capture those that aren't ready to commit, either financially or, the longevity of the program, of the reset. But it's going to help you as a funnel. This is going to be a good funnel to get people to try Manatech, to get people to say, wow, I really like this company. I love the culture. The launch is on Friday, isn't it? I thought you said the second, Al. Is the second Friday? The second is Friday. Yep, it sure is. I was saying it on the first. The first is, I don't think anybody's going to be coming on the first if we do it. But yes, the launch is on Friday. So it's going to be fun. And like I said, it's a neat program, but I wanted to make sure that we have clarity, and it's not necessary to do the reboot before the reset. Not necessary. Some people love it just because they're like, okay, I'm going to get a head start. Let me see if I can do it for 5 days, I can do it for 21. So the reboot is just one of those programs that's just very versatile. It's another reason to come in together as a community, because in the maintenance, we only have, we have the support chat, which we're all there together. We have the information chat, which we're all there together talking. We have the maintenance chat, which we're all together talking. But then there's people out there that are just taking the products, and, it's not very motivating. Or sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to you, but some people will buy products and you call them like, how's everything going? Oh, I still have product left over. I'm like, but you've been on it for 3 months and you got a 30-day supply. So you know that they're not taking their products every day. Communities bring people together, and it'll make people say, it'll give them reminders. Oh, I have to take this. I have to do this. So that's the beautiful thing about the reboot is it's another chance to be in another community, another demographic. Maybe we'll all do it as well, because I love all of them. I love the reboot, I love the reset, So maybe some of you here will do the same thing, and I'll see you in all the chats. Let's see. Chrissy said they can see they're able to commit themselves to 5 days, which brings a deeper confidence. And then exactly. If there's some people that just have no confidence in their ability to be able to commit, and this is just a good start. Anybody else? Mary Jo? Anybody else want to say something, Al?
No, I don't have anything else. I think that's, I mean, you
Sure.
did a great job, Rose.
I just
I
want to
thought
thank you
you
for the
was
clarity,
I was
Rosemary.
ready.
I
I was
know a
like,
lot of people have been asking questions and there's a lot of confusion out there. And I just want you guys to be clear on what the distinctions are so that you can go out there and talk to people about it. So you can use this, this short 5-day program to get people excited about maybe doing the reset, or just at least taking it as an option between the two to get started on a trial run. The results that I'm seeing right now and listening to people talking about it, because you've already run it a number of times, is people are losing weight on it, just like we experienced under the reset. And when people start seeing that happen, especially in our world today, they're not successful losing weight. In a program like this, if they can see some success, they're going to get excited about it and then hopefully go into the reset, the full 21 days. Because if you can make it through 5, guess what? You'll make it through the 21 day. That's our kind of a little easy platform for them to get started, do a taste test. And although it's not like the 21 day, there's quite a difference, but at least they started some level of discipline in their life that then could help them start perhaps believing in themselves more. So, but I
what?
think it's another great thing too, because most of us probably aren't considering. I know everybody's talking about, well, I think I'm going to do the 21-day liver reset again. Well, here's an option for you too, to do the 5-day instead of the full 21 day, perhaps. So that gives you people who've already done the 21 day as a complement to them carrying them forward. So all of that's available, and it's because we know that most people aren't going to, probably some of the problems you're coming across in selling the reset and getting people to do it is the price, right? Am I right about that? Raise your hand if pricing is an issue with people you've talked to. Anyone besides Mary Jo? Okay, thank you, Mary. Thank you, Shane. Yeah. So this is a way that it's kind of like you can tell them it's not identical to the reset, but here's a chance for you to at least get started, take a bite-sized approach. And when they see results in 5 days, guess what? Now you have an argument to make with them. Now let's get serious about this, right? So, yep. I think it's all around a great compliment to what we're doing, but I will always love the total reset program because of the results. Lydia losing 35 pounds. I threw off 13. Now I'm down like 17. I just decided, why not keep going? So, and it encourages people to get into the gym every day and just start taking back control of their life. Because once you can have that kind of change in your life, why are you go like this? Why would I ever go back? Right?
Exactly.
So,
If you see
thanks.
Mary Jo in person, which I just did last week, her skin is glowing. I'm not saying you weren't glowing before, but there's something different about and it just shows up. That's usually where it shows up for your eye, under your eyes, your skin, and that's a good reflection of what's going on inside. So, you know what I'm excited about in 2026 now that I'm hearing everybody? Right now, the world is looking for community. People are looking for a place to belong. Okay. I feel like after COVID, people they really wanted that. They want somewhere to belong. That's why people stay in the support chat. Even after they're done with their 21 days, people still stay there. And I love it because you help the others that are coming along. It's like we're running a marathon, like, come on, you can do it. And people crave that. People want communities. And the companies who go in there and the companies who adopt communities, the companies that adopt movements are the companies that are going to grow. And I think that's where Manatech is headed. That's why I'm excited for 2026. We are going to be the company that's known for its movements and its transformations. So, okay, I'm looking at Lydia's comment here. So that's what I'm excited about, and I hope you are too. So that's one of the things that, like I said, people are going to have fun. These are fun communities. So once we launch, please invite as many people as you can to the 5-day reboot. Especially those that said, I can't really do the 21 day. Well, guess what? I got something for you, and I'm doing it. Christy can say, I'm doing it. I'm on day 3. You got to come. It's super easy. You can do anything in 5 days. Anything in 5 days. So, so I'll see you guys on Friday. If there's not any more comments, then we're going to go ahead and close the Zoom. But yes, you're welcome. You're welcome for everything. So I will see you guys. And thank you for all of your comments and your input.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Of course.
Great job, and Happy New Year, everybody. If we don't, I
Yes,
guess we
Happy
won't be
New
talking
Year.
to you until after New Year. So Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Let's knock
Thanks,
it out
Rose.
of the
That was
park in the
awesome.
new year. That's
All
what I
right.
say.
I like your glasses.